Yo, sketching out the hood. I'm back with another one. It's currently 8 minutes to 4 in the afternoon this time. No early morning work this time. But yeah, I'm still working on the same project as I did last time. This is just a scene from the lyric video. So one of the buildings in it. But yeah, this time in this video, I'm gonna talk more about protecting your energy. I'll be honest, it took me a while to realize its importance because I used to be the type of guy that would accept everybody into my space. And in all honesty, when I found out that it wasn't healthy to do that, I had to start evaluating who I was allowing into my space. Interactions, relationships, friendships, business partners. Can't just roll with anyone, you know. You can't just be friends with everybody that gives you attention or pays compliments or, you know, can't just roll with anyone. You gotta value yourself. Of course, be respectful. Be respectful to everyone, without a doubt. But not everyone is your friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to learn to use the term associates and colleagues a lot more often, because honestly, that's what most of the people I know are are to me when I deep it. Like most of you, man, you're giving the friend label to people who should be your associates, to people who are you're just working with. They ain't your friends, bro. They're just working with you. You gotta know the difference. You can't just be calling everyone a friend just because they're nice to you. Because look, I know some people who are nice on the surface, but deep down they're plotting against you. You won't know it because you've accepted them as a friend, or you've given them the title as a friend just because they've interacted with you. You're not gonna know that. Some people just want to connect with you because of what they can benefit from you. Some people. But it's up to you to know who. You're responsible for who you let into your life. And one thing I would say that made me realize this was when I was showing up for people who wouldn't show up for me, or I was showing love to people, showing support to people that wouldn't do the same for me. That's when I realized that, bro, that's how it is. I was even in a situation where I thought somebody was my friend, but really they were trying to get something from me. When they got it, they ghosted. And then when I confronted them about it, that's when they confessed that they were never really my friend in the first place. That we were just cool. And honestly, that's I blame that on me for not noticing it sooner. So signs are there, do you know what I mean? Signs are always there, but I learned my lesson from that. That's one of the things I learned in general, not just in business, not just from my business. That some people, you're only family because you're doing something to them, because you're doing something for them, not because they genuinely like your personality or your character. They only call you family, bro, broski, whatever, because of what you can do for them or because of what you're doing for them. If they don't need you anymore, they ain't saying nothing. And that's not the type of environment you wanna put yourself in. That's not the type of friendship you wanna have, where the love they're showing you is conditional. It makes no sense. It's detrimental to your health as well. You can't be calling everyone your bro. Not everyone's your bro. I would also say you gotta prioritize yourself, man. That's another way of protecting your energy, like prioritizing yourself. Nobody's entitled to your time. Nobody. Like, there are some people that feel like they are obligated to your energy. Like you owe them your time or your energy just because they know you. You owe them your resources just because they know you. You don't owe them nothing. Some people will try and guilt trip you into feeling like you owe them. And that's dangerous because it's a tactic that usually works. You start feeling bad, and then you start feeling like you actually owe them, and then you start giving them energy that you shouldn't be giving them. If someone drains you, someone drains you. When I learned this, I'll be real. I don't spend time with people as much as I used to anymore. I spend it more on my goals, achieving my goals, working on turning my dreams into reality, strengthening my faith with God. That's what really matters to me. Some people believe you need to be there at their every beck and call. It ain't good. It's not supposed to be like that. We were never meant to be this accessible. Some people don't understand. Let's say you have a dream to achieve. Let's say I'm tired of living in a certain area and I want to get my own space. on my own crib. And I want it to happen this year. But in order to do that, I need to go double as hard as I did last year. I need to refrain from going to certain events or certain parties, refraining from talking to certain people, staying away from certain environments, from certain stimulants as well. I would have to do that. And there's going to be people come round and they won't understand why you do what you do. But they'll try and shame you for it. Try and guilt trip you or something. That's another way that people drain your energy. Guilt tripping you for doing what you have to do to achieve your vision. Your vision is your vision. It's not theirs. They're never going to understand it. And it's not your job to make them understand. Just protect your energy and do what you got to do. It's not about the other people. I've learned that in most cases, it's actually okay to be selfish. Being selfish has never actually been a bad thing. The only problem would be not doing anything for others at all. But selfishness doesn't necessarily mean not doing anything for others. It means putting yourself first. Putting yourself first doesn't mean you only care about yourself. It means you prioritize yourself, which is crucial. Because if you don't prioritize yourself and you don't do the tasks that you're meant to do, then how are you going to help other people? You won't be able to. If my purpose on this earth was to help my family achieve generational wealth, get them out of the hood, then of course I'll need to focus on myself first to accumulate the wealth to give to them. If I keep caring about what my family thinks and what they want me to do, I'll never achieve that because they don't have the vision that God bestowed on me in their minds. They only know what they know. I'm not even going to ask if that makes sense because I know that makes sense. You can't help other people unless you help yourself first. Your vision is not for everybody else to see. It's not for everybody else to know, and it's not for everyone else to understand. It's only for you to understand. That's why it's called your vision. That's why it was given to you. If you start telling people your vision or trying to make them understand your vision, you might end up sabotaging yourself. You gotta protect your energy, you gotta protect your vision, and just fulfill it, man. I've reached a point where I don't even try to convince people to understand or to fully grasp why I do what I do, why I prioritize certain things. Because it's useless. I found that it's useless. Because look, I've got debts that I need to pay off. Do you understand? If I then prioritize somebody else's bills or somebody else's debts before mine, then it's me that's going to end up being in trouble with my debts. Do you understand? Before I help other people, I need to make sure I'm straight. I need to make sure I'm good. Because look, one thing I've experienced is that whenever I made sure other people were good, when the roles switched, they left me out. They didn't return the energy. They weren't there. I was there for them. When they needed support, I gave it to them. When they needed finances, I gave it to them. When they needed my presence, I gave it to them. When the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't even step for me. And that's just one of the reasons why I've just started to prioritize myself. Not in a way that I don't care about people, because I do, but in a way that I care more about myself. In most cases, I gotta put my business first. In this time in my life, actually, I gotta put my business first in all cases. No parties, no random get-togethers. Everything has to have a purpose. Time is everything to me now. I can't just spend it randomly doing nonsense. I can't just hang out anymore. I can't just have like pointless meetups or conversations. That's just gonna hold me back. If you're gonna contact me, it needs to be with a purpose. It needs to be with a purpose. That's what all the successful people do as well. Like, you can't just hit them up randomly. It's got to be with a purpose. If you're calling them, you have to get straight to the point. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm calling you just to say hi. That's a waste of time. If you want to check on someone, then just text them in. Speaking of checkups, there's a difference between people that are genuinely checking on you and people that are just doing like false checkups to see if they have access to you still. And it always happens during the time, like when they see that you're doing well. When they see that you're doing well, then they call you saying, oh, just checking on you. Like, bro, you already know I'm doing good. You can see it. Act fake concerned. They're not really concerned. They're just trying to check if they've still got access to you. It's not real. I know a couple man, when I was starting out, they didn't believe that I would get this far, or they talk behind my back, or they'll sneak this in me. And then when they see me in person these days, that's when they're showing love. saying they respect what I do, this and that. They didn't believe in me at first, but now they haven't got a choice but to believe in me. And do you know how I got to that point? By prioritizing myself. I had Mandem get mad at me because I wasn't spending my time wastefully like they were. I had to change. To experience change, you gotta change yourself, man. You can't stay the same. Doesn't make sense. To change your life, it starts with you. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. How you carry yourself, your mindset, how you speak, what you do. It all correlates, it all reflects. I've never met somebody who looked bummy that had a clean house. That's impossible. Everything starts with you. If you don't take care of yourself and you don't protect your energy, and you don't prioritize yourself in the ways that you need to, you're not gonna live a successful life. That's just common sense. If you're not thinking in the way that a successful person would, then you're not gonna develop yourself in the life of a successful person. Everything starts with you. It's all about what you do behind closed doors. That's what matters the most. You can't be living for other people. If anything, that's the worst idea. Just protect yourself in all ways, not just physically, not just mentally, spiritually as well. Because it all starts with spiritual as well. I'm telling you now, if you strengthen yourself spiritually, everything else will trickle down. You'll become mentally strong, emotionally strong. And in turn, that will make you physically strong as well. I'm just looking for a texture to use. All these walls. There are certain things, if you know that you want to live a different life to the one you're living now, You need to acknowledge that there are certain things you just can't do anymore. There are certain ways you can't live anymore. Certain places you can't be anymore. Certain people you can't talk to anymore. Certain groups you can't associate with anymore. You want change, you have to change. To experience change, you have to change. God does not do everything for you. If you're a believer and you believe in God, you can't be expecting God to do everything for you. God has given us the power to shape our lives. We're made in His image, meaning we can create our lives. We can create the lives we want to live, the life we deserve. In fact, you're doing it right now. If your life is dead, then you're already living the life you deserve. This is the life you chose. Anything you're not changing, you're choosing. If you're not choosing to eat better, sleep better, take care of yourself better, choose better relationships, move to a better environment, work with better people, then you're choosing the worst. You're choosing the worst of it. If you're not trying to change your life, then the life you're living right now, you're choosing it. And that's on you, not anybody else. And that's what I mean by protect your energy. Like, you can't just stay in an environment that's holding you back, staying with people that hold you back. You gotta move. Get out of there. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Protect your energy in all the ways you can. And you never know, like, the reason as to why you're why you haven't advanced in life, why you're staying in the same place, is because you haven't made the changes that matter. If you need to be by yourself for a period of time, so be it. But the quality of your life is determined by the choices you make. And if you choose to give your energy to just anybody and everybody, then you can't complain about the life you're living. You really can't. If you choose to stay around people that don't believe in you, around people that always doubt you, around people that don't support you, around people that are not genuine, obviously you believe that's the life you deserve. And if you know you don't deserve that life, then you gotta change that. Even if it hurts, you may need to distance yourself from people that you genuinely love and care about, because they could be the ones holding you back. You may need to change location, live somewhere else, change your workplace, leave your job, get a better job, even if it's uncomfortable. And that's the thing, like, the reason why most people are still in the places they're in right now even though they don't like the life they live, is because they'd rather be comfortable than live the life they deserve. But unfortunately, you got to sacrifice comfort. Nothing good comes easy. It shouldn't. Because if it did, then it wouldn't have any value. There wouldn't be a value of a good life if everybody could live a good life. Or if it was easy to live a good life, there wouldn't be any value behind it. Certain things you got to do to achieve the life you believe you deserve.